Hey guys, welcome back to another cast of The Lord of the Rings, The Rise of the Witch King. I am Master Cloud, and today's match is going to be a 2v2 on the map Buckland. It is going to feature myself, spawning in the... Spawning in the lower left side as Agmar, and probably playing on random here. This is going to be an online match. And my ally is going to be Zorro, who randomly is spawning as Isengard. He looks like, oh, I thought that was a barracks already. He's actually going to go for an early clan steading, so that's already a quick start, offensive start for him. Now our opponents are going to be the GeneralPro here, and he's going to be spawning in the top right as the dwarves, and his ally is going to be men spawning as ShooNock. Not sure exactly how to pronounce that, but we'll just call him Shoo. Kind of like that, nice and easy. Shoo in general here. So, it looks like the general is actually going to be going for a couple of mines and then a barracks. The men are going to go for an early barracks and, of course, that quick Gondor soldiers, which is a great offensive start for them. And it looks like I've started off with a Call of the King's Men or a barracks for myself to start with this. Now, have I grabbed the watchtower in the center here? It looks like I am going to be able to get that. Actually, you see Gollum sneaking along here, so we do have that option turned on. Possible late game to see either Sauron or Galadriel, but usually pretty unlikely, especially on a small map like Buckland. Of course, the major key factor of Buckland, the center outpost here, whoever can control that does get large amounts of extra income, as well as the towers up here and here, which give you great vision over the center of the map, so you can see the movements of enemy units as well as structures that are being built in that area. And it looks like I've gone for an early Orc Warriors here, intending to probably take out their builder. It looks like these troops are actually going to be able to defend that and push my units back. I'm most likely waiting until I get my second Thrallmaster out, which should help me have a big enough army to take that down. Meanwhile, in the center, Zorro is going to go ahead and capture this outpost. That's going to give him that extra income. Of course, the dwarves are onto his plan now and are going to attempt to thwart him. Actually, they're just going to go straight for the outpost, and lining up there on the side are able to take that down before even a single Zorro can get a single unit of income from that. Now, it does look like Zorro is going to be sneaking at some more troops up around the side here, trying to get into the back, and actually I'm going to be doing the same with my orcs. However, it looks like no, the other guy was general. This guy was Shoo. Shoo is going to be building most of his buildings quite close to his castle, to his fortress, excuse me. So that's going to be pretty tough for me to take any of those out, especially with a weak unit of orcs. Although I will find one unit at the top here, one farm at the top here that I can take out. Meanwhile, he is going to be focusing on, taking down this tower here. And my builder will have to evacuate that very shortly unless I want to lose him. I need to get him out of there and retreat. And looks like that tower will go down, but my builder will escape, so that is a pretty big win for me, at least being able to escape with that. Now Zorro's troops in the top right here have gone down. They were able to kill quite a few of the mines there. That's going to put the dwarves at a little bit of a disadvantage. However, at the same time, my orcs on the upper side by Shoo here are going to fall after only taking down one farm. It looks like they are going to be able to rebuild that right away. So the resource is pretty even, I would say, at this point. However, the dwarves now dealing a blow to Isengard, Zorro here, as his units attempt to fight this phalanx to death. But with only these wildmen, it's a tough fight for them because the dwarves have so much health, but I believe he has enough here to finally take those down. Now it looks like the dwarves have built a forward mine. I have spotted this and alerted Zorro to it, saying, hey, this is definitely not good. This is not something you want inside your base. So he is going to be sending a lot of his wildmen over there. Is that actually all he's built so far? He's gone for mostly a wildman building, actually building a second clan steading so he can pump out even more wildmen. And he's going for a straight wildman build here. Now the great thing about wildmen, of course, when they attack, you do steal resources from your opponent, which can be both detrimental to your opponent and helpful to you. However, the dwarves have another or the builder is still alive, and he's continuing to build mines in the back of Zorro's base here. So with so many guardians, these clan or these wildmen are just not going to be able to. Actually, he actually runs away with the guardians there. Not sure if I agree with that. He's just trying to continue to build, I guess, in the bottom here. But these dwarves can easily take on this amount of wildmen. Although I guess they are going to go for the infrastructure here first. And now Zorro, realizing that this builder is here, is going to attempt to chase him down. Meanwhile, myself and the men are battling it out in the center, or rather, I'm fleeing from him, as my Thrallmasters do not want to engage this many spearmen. At least not until reinforcements arrive. Looks like I do have a couple more units on the field here. But will it be enough to take down this many spearmen? Possibly, but with reinforcements of Gondor soldiers on the way, that does look to be a tough battle for me. Meanwhile, Zorro able to continue to push forward with his wildmen. Basically, the general here is just has moved on to just sort of destroying his mines when Zorro's forces approach, so he doesn't lose more income than is necessary. And his forward mine here might actually go down. Looks like I have got a couple of spearmen attempting to take that down, trying to, again, limit their income. And my forces continue to push forward in the center. I would assume it's about time to get out Hwaldir, who is a great asset for Agmar, especially when you're going sort of these mass sort of ground armies type strategy, as he does provide a small but significant bonus. A very helpful bonus to those ground troops. I believe giving them 50% attack and armor. Not quite as much as other heroes, which is usually double is what you see. 100% attack, 100% armor, whereas Hwaldir gives slightly less than that. Now the Wildmen, actually Zorro able to capture this tower and puts the Wildmen in there, so they will be able to throw out their little golden stone, or not golden, blue streamer stones here, which do deal a significant amount of damage. And now Zorro playing very well, able to sneak several more units of Wildmen in the back here, and the dwarves, the guardians, are just not able to keep up with the speed and the amount of Wildmen that are able to be produced from 2 clan steadings. They're such a cheap unit that Zorro just has tons and tons of them on the field all over the place, and has basically limited the dwarves. Actually, the only thing the dwarves have left is these 3 buildings right here. So the dwarves in a lot of trouble now. He has gotten out King Dane, of course, a great asset to his army, but did he take too much of a risk in that he took so long to get him out, and all of those resources that went into King Dane could have gone into troops, could have gone into more infrastructure. Will King Dane be able to hold off this many troops? Meanwhile, in the top left, I've got some of my forces of Agmar, again, scouring the map, trying to limit the income of Shu here. And all of his troops are attempting to run around. Why does he have a bonus right now? Possibly cast Rally Call. I don't see the banner on the fortress, so I'm not quite sure why he's getting that upgrade. But looks like my forces are, again, going to be pushing forward here. I've probably used Rally Call myself, I would assume. I'm not sure. Oh, I'm sorry. Hwaldir is in here. So I do have Hwaldir right now. He's almost up to level 2. And he's giving my troops a... I can probably check this a second. If I can click on Hwaldir, which I can. Oh, it's actually only a 20% damage and 20% armor ability. So it's not that great of an ability, but it is worth it in terms of increasing your troop strength, obviously. Hwaldir now up to level 3, and I'm going to be assisting this, or reinforcing this rather, with additional spearmen to deal with the horsemen that have been summoned by the general hero. Zorro continuing to press forward to the top right, able to take out all of the dwarven buildings except these 2, and this one is about to go down. No units are even on the way, so it won't matter. King Dane continuing to fight here, but he's just not able to take down these units fast enough, at least as fast as Zorro can pump them out. And I would assume Zorro probably going for what's his name, Lurtz at this point, in order to deal with King Dane, at least tie him down. But in the meantime, the Fortress of the Men here in the top left is under siege, as so many pikemen and Thrallmasters here have surrounded the fortress. He's attempting to get a flank on some of my troops here. Might actually be a pretty good move. as this guy's like running on a treadmill in great place here. As he's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to run for a little while all the guys around me die. And these horsemen actually doing a pretty significant job at taking out a decent amount of the troops and surviving. But the fortress now looks to be in a lot of trouble. He might have rebuild, but even if he does, I'm not sure he can clean up this force, especially with Hawaldir still in here, who's actually now going to be retreating. He does throw down the rebuild. And up in the top right, General actually able to hold off the attack momentarily. He is trying to push out with King Dane, who's now almost up to level 4. But King Dane, not even King Dane can stand the forces of this many wildmen completely surrounding him. And he just has no resources to reinforce King Dane. King Dane, of course, really good around troops because he gives that leadership bonus, that 50% damage, 50% armor. But he has no troops surrounding him, so he's going to have to use his heal there. That's actually his power heal, not King Dane's special heal. But even that is not going to save him, as he's going to have no money to rebuild King Dane because he has no infrastructure. Just now getting that first mine up, trying to build the second, I would assume. King Dane again throws down his personal heal now, but he is completely surrounded by these wildmen, and there's just absolutely no way that he's going to be able to survive that. It looks like we should have this match in the bag at this point. However, don't count out the men yet. They do still have an upgraded stables, a couple of farms around here. Pretty unlikely that they can come back, but still possible. It's not something that I haven't seen before. But that's all. He's only going to be able to hold me off for so long, and especially with his partner here, about to lose his only asset, which is King Dane. There he falls to the wildmen. He can only battle them for so long. And as he falls, so does the hopes and dreams of all the dwarves here back at the General's fortress, as he now has to face a huge horde, as well as several siege workshops that are producing battering rams right to the left here to take down this fortress. I'm not sure he even needs it with this many wildmen. Wildmen are so effective against buildings, and he could upgrade all of these with the flame torches, which does deal additional damage to buildings. And with that, he's attempting to build a forge works. I would assume to get that battle wagon out, but I just don't think it's going to be quickly enough, and the dwarves looking very dull indeed. The Fortress of Men also going to fall here, possibly. He needs to bring in those horsemen to stop this, but Hawaldir is going to come in for the final blow, and Hawaldir jumps up to level 7, and now that he's at level 7, he can summon some extra troops, which I would assume I would have on the way shortly. Karsh now arriving, one of my personal favorite heroes, with his level, I believe it's level 1 ability, level 8 ability, Whisper of Death, so powerful against these heroes. One of the only heroes that can actually take down heroes like King Dane. And with that, the GeneralPro is defeated as his fortress falls. His forge works not able to get up, and he is defeated. And it looks like the forces of Shu are as well going to fall to the might of Agon, especially with all of these troops coming over from Zorro. So that's going to be the end of this game. Looks like he's going to try to sneak out a couple of builders, but it's just not going to be enough to. There's just absolutely no way you can come back at this point. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video. More are definitely on the way. I am running a little low on videos, so I will actually have to start, I don't know, getting my friends together and playing some games again or something. But, guys, please stay tuned for my channel. Definitely more Witch King games to come, as well as possibly some other games that I'm thinking about playing through. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you all later.